What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Red One back here with another YouTube video. Today I want to talk to you guys about being lazy. Laziness is so bad for your health that you need to eliminate that immediately. Christians, we are called to do great things. We have a higher purpose than to just sit around, be lazy, to be sleeping all day, doing nothing, or sitting at home, playing video games, watching movies, and doing nothing great of ourselves. That is not how God designed us to be. God designed man to have dominion over the land. And so the way He has designed us is to be fruitful, to be multiplying, to be resourceful, to be a protector. We have so many things that we need to do that you cannot afford to be lazy. Like, if you count the amount of things a man has to do in order to grow, the list is so big that you can't just sit around and be lazy, because it's almost never ending. It doesn't end. There's so much work that needs to get done. You need to go make money, you need to make a family, you need to help fix your family problems, you need to build your family a house, and you need to take care of the house, you need to build certain things in the house, you need to bring education to the family, you need to spiritually guide them, you need to take them to the church, you need to make arrangements for the church, you need to take care of the church, you need to give your tithings to the church. The amount of responsibility that you have is unbelievable for you to be just sitting around and doing nothing all day. And so I want to make this video for you guys. I don't think the people who are watching my video consistently and who are fans of me and who understand the biblical principles I'm talking about, who are truly Christian, who truly give their life to the Lord, I don't think they necessarily are going to have this issue. But maybe sometimes even you need a wake-up call. Sometimes I need a wake-up call. Maybe sometimes I can work more when I'm working less. But the reality is, as a man, you have zero excuses to be sitting around being useless. And we live in a society today where we're being taught by other people to be comfortable, to not take any risks. It's okay to be a loser. It's okay to be out of shape. It's okay to not know anything, to not be successful. It's okay to just live with your parents and you're 35. I'm here to tell you, absolutely not. When God said He's giving you dominion of this world, and He doesn't want you to be lazy, and He wants you to go out there and be fruitful and to be resourceful, He does not mean for you to sit around and slouch and watch Netflix all day or watch anime all day. No. My brothers, you need to wake up and realize that there's a God-given purpose, and you need to start working on it. And the list is long, especially for all the youngsters watching. Like, if you're 18, if you're 20, if you're in your early teenage years, if you're like above 12 and you're just starting in your manhood, there's not enough things you can do. There's so much that needs to get done that you cannot afford to be sitting around. Every single day, you need to be getting up and you need to be taking action. You need to be taking action to getting better, to doing more things, adding more things to the timetable, finding ways to be more useful to society, because as of right now, you're probably not doing enough. And sometimes somebody needs to tell you to get up and realize that you're just not doing enough. You might think you're doing enough, but you're still not doing enough. I used to think I was doing enough, and then I realized I wasn't doing enough. How? Because I had a job, I had a life, I had all my things figured out, but I still wasn't making videos. And then I realized maybe I'm still not doing enough. And then maybe if I'm making videos, turns out I still haven't started a business. So maybe that's something I need to do. You are always have something to do. God designed this world so perfectly for you to not be bored, for you to not just be lazy. If you're being lazy, that's you. Like, you don't have enough faith in God to understand that, like, He has a divine purpose for you, that He created the world for you in a specific way, and He has so much for you to do. So much. Obviously you can do good, and obviously you can do evil, but as Christians, your job is to go and do good works in the name of God. So if you have so much to do and you're sitting around doing nothing, you're being useless. So what are some biblical teachings we know? First of all, you gotta know is that you gotta stop being you gotta stop being lazy. Yes. Second thing you gotta do is you gotta stop sleeping around, man. You can't just be sleeping 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day, barely getting up, eating, watching a few Netflix shows, and then going back to bed. I mean, hey man, I used to be like that a long time ago, but I've repented. I know that's not the way anymore. I know that's not gonna get me anywhere anymore. So I'm just telling you what's good for you. And I'm telling you, just sleeping around all day, letting your life go away is such a waste. You need to get up, get a right amount of sleep. Let's say 8 to 10 hours of sleep, and just get back to work, man. You need to get up and use your time wisely. If your day looks empty, you need to start filling it up with things that's gonna help you move forward in life. You cannot just be sitting around and not doing anything. So it's very important not to be lazy, not to be sleeping all day. The second thing I'll tell you is you need to stop being cowardice. Okay, you need to stop being cowardice. I don't know where we get this idea that like Christians have to be like this like weak, nice guys, like we have to be some like beta simps or something. You know, we're in the Bible. Does it say for you to be a beta simp? You have to be loving. Of course, that's the main teaching of the Bible, but there's no way you can conclude that just because you have to be loving, that means you have to be tolerant. That means you have to be accepting of everybody, and you need to be accepting of like, you know, whatever situation you're in. No, you need to pray to God to give you some wisdom. You need to pray to God to give you some muscles so you can go out and get some work done. You need to pray to God to get you in better shape and to give you better maturity so you can move forward in life. You cannot be just sitting around being lazy, not doing anything with your life, and being cowardice. Like, absolutely not. I think like God said, like, why fear? Believe in him, right? You cannot be scared, because if you're scared, again, that's a lack of faith. You need to have more faith in God, because when you have faith in God, you realize like fear is not from God. Fear is from the devil. And so you cannot sit there and be afraid of anything. You need to do everything with confidence. So you need to stop being cowardice. You need to stop being timid, you know? In the Bible verse where it goes like, you know, thou shalt not murder, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not lust. I'm not talking about the 10 commandments. There's a verse, I'll put it up here. And it clearly says that, you know, it actually ties all of these things together with timidness. And it says like, don't be timid. Don't be timid. Don't be some weak imbecile that, you know, just operates through life and, you know, it's just, you're just like a blob. Like you don't stand for anything. If somebody attacked your faith, you couldn't defend it. If somebody tried to insult your parents, you wouldn't defend them. If somebody came in, like, you know, disrespected your wife, you wouldn't honor her. Like, you can't be an imbecile. You can't. Nowhere in the Bible is it saying for you to be loving and be a weak imbecile. No, man. You need to be strong and you need to be ready to stand up when it's necessary. And these things actually tie together. Being lazy, being timid, being weak, being a simp, all of these things kind of tie together, because these are all like low effort, like human consciousness. This is very low effort. This is very like just get through life and just kind of absorb whatever is going on, just being a consumer all the time, not producing anything, and just living that life and just moving on. And like, that's how you're gonna end up in your demise. And you're gonna go insane. Like, what do they say, right? Like doing the same thing over and over is the definition of insanity. So you are simply doing the same silly thing again and again and again, being lazy, getting up, sleeping, watching a few shows, going back to bed, and then making a zero progress in your life. And that's gonna end up in your demise. Like, you're no wonder you don't have any peace in your heart. No wonder you don't have any purpose. No wonder you're not getting any better. No wonder you're not making any improvements in your life. And so if you're sitting there and you're sad, you're depressed, you don't feel happy with your life, you're not moving forward, you don't have the friends that you're looking for, you don't have the relationships you're looking for, your relationship sucks, your life is boring, you have no relationship with God, you feel spiritually empty. If you die today, you wouldn't even have you wouldn't have any peace in your heart. You gotta come back to God, and you gotta come to the understanding that you need to follow his teachings, and you cannot be sitting around being lazy, sleeping all day, and thinking that's gonna help you improve your life. If you genuinely want to move forward in life, you need to sit down and you need to start making efforts to grow, to become a better person. And do the good works in the name of God. Look, our works is not going to save us. That's very clear in the Bible, that our works is not going to save us. It is through the grace of God that we're going to be saved. Now, that doesn't mean we're just going to sit around and be lazy, because faith without works is still dead. So you still have to get up, and you still have to do works for you to better your life. Like, you are going to feel empty when you follow the commandments of Jesus. When you don't follow the works of God, it's not necessarily because you're doing this in order to be saved. You're doing it because it's so necessary for you to be able to live a peaceful life. The more commandments of God you follow, the more peace you actually have in your heart. So I want you guys to make a vow today to yourself. You're gonna get up, from bed. If you're watching this in bed right now, I challenge you, get up from bed, get outside, and do 10 push-ups. You know what? How about you get up from bed and do 10 push-ups? If you're in bed right now, I want you to get up, do 10 push-ups, and make a promise to yourself. I want you to grab a notebook and start making a schedule. I want you to start making a schedule of your whole day. Look at what your day looks like, and I want you to start knocking out all the things that are not serving you anymore. I want you to knock out that TV time. I want you to knock out Netflix from the beginning of the day to the very end of the day. If you get up, first thing you do is watch Netflix, and you kill time, and then you watch Netflix, and then you kill time, and then you watch Netflix. No, I want you to completely get rid of Netflix until you're at the very end of the day. And then when the day has done, when you have productively done certain things, you have solved certain problems, you have applied to some jobs, you have went and you volunteered somewhere, you hit the gym, you maybe exercised, you played basketball, you went out and you spoke to some people. If you're an introvert, you try to make relationships, you try to make better relationships with people. When you have done all of these things, at the very end of the night, then you can reward yourself. Then you can reward yourself with, let's say, an hour of Netflix. And that's only because you're addicted to Netflix. Or man, you want to get to a point where you don't even watch Netflix anymore. I don't watch TV shows anymore. Man, I don't even watch Netflix. I don't watch Netflix. I don't watch anime. Definitely don't watch porn. Like, I don't do these things anymore, right? Because I'm getting closer to serving my purpose every single day. I will watch TikTok from time to time here and there. I'll watch a little bit of YouTube from here and there. But what I'm watching is all godly videos. I'm watching videos about Christianity. I'm watching God Logic. I'm watching Ruslan. I'm watching Orthodox Christian YouTubers. I'm watching Catholic Christian YouTubers. I'm watching atheists talk about Christianity and their opinion. But I'm not wasting my time. I'm watching YouTube to actually educate myself. And just like you guys are, if you guys are already here watching this video, you guys are taking the first step, which is educating yourself. Educating yourself is so important. And you know what? I'm going to add that too. I think educating yourself is very important. Just like the Bible is very important. You need to be in the Word of God. You need to be educating yourself with the Word of God every single day. There's many other things you need to educate yourself from every single day. And education is going to help you move forward. That's not for me to say, like, you got to be book smart and get a PhD in a university. Get an A+ degree in university and then this and that and then become a doctor. I'm not saying that. For some people, that's your purpose, and you should do that. You should look at what your purpose is. If you think you are very book smart, you can work hard, and you can, get the grades, and you can move forward in life, you should absolutely go to that university. You should pursue yourself, and you should give you 100%. But if you're somebody who's better at talking and you're not that good at being a book smart person, then you should get into sales, and you should try to sell cars. Like, everybody has a place that they need to be in, but being lazy is a place you should never be in. Nobody should be in laziness, never. Now, I will say this. There's a time for you to go take a break. And that's the 7th day of the week. After 6 days, God rested. Now, that's not to say that God rested in the sense that, he needed to recoup his energy. What it basically means is he took a break. He worked for 6 days, and then on the 7th day, he took a break. Because that's just how it goes, that you can be working all the time. There is a time for you to be taking a break, and as humans, we do need to recharge, but that's what you do. But the ratio should be you're working 6 days a week, and on the 7th day, you take a break. And maybe that day, if you want to watch a little bit of Netflix, that's okay. But you know what? Even then, you should use your time productively. Use your time to spend time with family, going out to the park, maybe going and watching some animals. Like, you should be using your time productively. You don't want to just watch TV all day because it's not even that fruitful to you. Like, it does a lot of brain damage for you to just sit there and watch TV all day and do nothing better than that. Maybe I'll even make another video talking about God resting on the 6th day and how we should think about rest and stuff like that. If you want me to make a video on that, comment down below rest. And if you comment rest, I will make a video and I will talk about when we should be resting, why God rested on the 6th day, and stuff like that. Anyway, so I think I've covered every single thing. My main point of this video today is I need you to stop being lazy. I need you to get up from bed. I need you to stop sleeping around. I need you to get active and I need to start moving forward, because we're not called to be lazy, not to be sleeping around, not to be a cowardice, but to be actively becoming a better version of ourselves and serving God for the better. All right? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel so I can keep making more YouTube videos like this. Give me a thumbs up, comment down below if you want me to clear up anything or make different videos on different topics. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.